YouTubers. My name is Aaron. I'm going to try and talk to you about a couple of things for getting started in either cross-dressing or drag, or if you're newly trans or anything like that. Anything where you're a guy trying to figure out how to look more like a girl, for lack of a better term. So I'm going to hit on 4 basic points. The first one's going to be real easy, is where you can shop when it comes to clothes. There's a lot of different options out there. One of the main things I would say is, as a guy, we're a little bit bigger, so plus size is kind of bread and butter right there. So good stores, if you want to be a little bit sluttier or something like that, Torrid's a really good one. They're a little expensive. I mean, even their clearance racks are still going to be expensive, so you're not going to find a whole lot there that you can afford unless you just happen to have a pile of money. Second is Lane Bryant. They're a little bit more conservative, but they are trans friendly. There is the Avenue, which is another good store. Lots of plus size clothing in there. There's a store called Catherine's. Again, this one's a little bit pricey. You're going to notice that anytime you go to a plus size store, they're kind of price gouging. So it's something to be aware of. The last one I'm going to mention for plus size is called Maurice's. I didn't have a great experience in here. When I dealt with the cashier, who was actually the store manager, she basically refused to believe that the account I was setting up could possibly be for me, that it must have been for my girlfriend standing next to me, something. So I don't know if I would recommend them. They were not my favorite. I've been back there one time, haven't bought anything more from them. I don't know. For regular size clothing, JCPenney is really good. They've got good prices. They've got a massive selection. They've got huge sections for clearance. Usually it's color coded or by size. Fairly easy to get around in there. Another good one is Kohl's. I found some killer Spanx in there a while back. They were a little expensive, but they did amazing. That's another point too. You get what you pay for. Just kind of keep that in mind. Speaking of which, Rue 21, cheap clothes. We can get a whole bunch of stuff there, really cheap, and it looks good. But just don't expect it to last through everyday wear for months and months. It's not going to. And if you're like me, who apparently, as a 35-year-old or 37 now year old guy, my inner girl is actually more like a 14-year-old angsty teenager, so I find Hot Topic and Spencer's work really well for me. I got piles of their stuff. Again, it can start to add up pretty quickly when you're buying clothes, which brings me to another one, which is what I call the skinny bitches classification. Charlotte Russe is really good. They are heavy into the bodcon, which doesn't work for me as well because, well, I've got a pot belly and I've got really broad shoulders. So they're really good. I find a lot of stuff there. I can go in there with $100 and walk out with 3 bags full of stuff. So, I mean, it's pretty good. Forever 21 is another one that's really good like that, where the cost is not very high. You can get a bunch of stuff. Finding your sizes may be an issue if you're like me, or if you're not the hourglass shape, basically. That's another thing that I'll get to later, is looking at your body types. Another one that I was actually directed to by one of my local drag queens was Hut 8 and any thrift store. The reason why is clothes are expensive. It racks up real quick. So thrift shopping, great way to get a whole bunch of stuff really cheap. And I mean, if it doesn't look quite right on you, you're not dying. I mean, I got piles and piles of clothes in my closet that I can't wear all of them. I'm pretty good about guessing what sizes and looking it up and stuff like that. Some of the stuff either does not look the way I was hoping for, or I've realized fairly quickly that I've got to alter my expectations. So that might mean I can't wear this kind of thing unless I've got a cover up or something like a camisole or something. Without a cover up, not going to work with me because it shows my shoulders too much and then it just looks manly. So the next option then is what a lot of people are going to be a lot more comfortable with is shopping online. One of the first places I started shopping online was Glamour Boutique. They were really good. I liked them a lot. They've got a lot of different stuff. They've got some of everything. Prices will add up pretty quick. You can get everything from boots to breast forms to gaffs to all sorts of stuff. Janet's Closet is another one. I've got a really killer corset from them, steel boned. It's what makes me look decent in any of my photos. I mean, Photoshop doesn't do half as well as that corset does. So janetscloset.com is another good one. Um, my new favorite though for online shopping has been Rosegal, ROSEGAL.com. They've got, I mean, this is stuff it's coming out of China, so don't expect to get it anytime soon. But you can order a bunch of stuff and not really break the bank. I mean, the last time I got something, I think I spent like $130 and I got like 15 outfits out of it, so that's not half bad. Last for that, I would say, is going to be the category of shoes. Um, Pleaser is a brand of shoes. You can find them at most of the cross-dressing websites. You can also find them on their own website. They've got a lot of really good stuff, especially if you want something that looks a little bit more slutty. If you don't want that, then check out Shoe Mall and Payless. You'd be surprised just how many of the regular stores will carry stuff that will actually fit you. You may have to shop online for them though. Find out what you like in store, and then order it online. That's one thing you're going to see a lot of. I do that with Charlotte Russe a lot because, like I said, they're kind of for skinny bitches, and that ain't me. So I'll find something that I like there, and I'll go home and I'll order it online. So the next thing to talk about then along those lines is going to be sizes. So with shoes, at least in the States here, take your regular guy size shoes and add 2 sizes to it. Sometimes it's 1.5. I'd stay on the safe side when it comes to boots and stuff like that. Boots are expensive. Go 2 sizes larger. At least with boots, you've got a lot of support, so even if there is some wiggle room, and you might be used to having wiggle room in your man boots or your man shoes, so you'd be surprised how quick you notice that. And when you spent $70 on them, you want to make sure that they're going to fit. So yeah, keep their sizes in mind for that. It's generally add 2. So I wear a size 12 shoe, and in women's I wear a size 14. I've gone down as low as 13. I can get in it, but it's not going to be pleasant. It's not going to be pretty. And I'm not going to want to stay in it for very long. Also, women's shoes are super uncomfortable overall. Just be aware of that. If you're going to go out to a club or something, I love going to the drag shows in full dress, but I want to find a table to sit down at because standing there for a couple of hours in those boots, it sucks. It's rough. So, but beauty is pain, so sometimes you just got to get over it. The next kind of classification is going to be wigs. 2 basic kinds. You've got synthetic and you've got real human hair. Synthetic, it's going to be a lot cheaper. There's a lot of variation in quality with that. You can kill on Amazon with wigs. I mean, I probably got almost 15-20 wigs now. Several of them I've gotten through Amazon for 15, 20, 25 a piece. Sometimes a little bit more, but most of them are fairly cheap. I will say one of my local stores. I'm in Johnson City, Tennessee. Hair Editions. Miss Charlotte was amazing. She kind of showed me a lot of good stuff. There was a brand that she primarily carries is Motown Tress. Their product, the first one that I got, if you ever see any of my photos or anything like that, you'll see it's the one that I wear all the time. It'll be this gray one, silver and black kind of thing, and it looks better on me than any of the other ones that I've picked. I love these strong, bright, rich colors like purples and blues. They don't look nearly as good on me as that silver one does. So I gotta say that Motown Tress has a lot of good ones. They're a little bit more pricey. I mean, you're gonna be spending anywhere from $50 to $100 on most of their synthetic wigs. Um, Synthetic wigs, you're gonna have, well, pretty much any wig is gonna come with its own set of rules, what you can and can't do with it. So kind of keep that in mind. Um, if you want something more colorful and you've already gone through everything on Amazon, check out princesswigs.com. They've got an entire section just for colorful wigs, and there's some really good stuff in there. If you want something that looks more realistic, paulayoung.com, but you're looking at a little bit higher prices. Anywhere you go, though, if you're searching in the real hair section, you can expect to pay out the nose for it. I mean, it's going to be ridiculous how much it costs. You're going to have an amazing product if you buy it, but you're definitely going to pay for it. So that brings me around to another point I'd like to make about what kind of stuff you're buying. Is one thing that we are missing as guys, boobs. I mean, we don't have certain parts, and boobs is the most obvious one. So you're looking at buying breast forms now. You can start out by stuffing a bra with some socks or something like that if you want, or a piece of foam or whatever. But it's really going to limit what you can wear. You'd be surprised just how many different types of girls' clothes out there show cleavage. Go figure. So if you want some boobs, the more you spend on them, the better they're likely to be. Go for reputable. Absolute bottom line, my new favorite place to get them is the breastformstore.com. I just spent a pile of money getting some really amazing ones that have vanishing edges. I mean, they're skin tone matched. They look great. They're a royal pain to get on, but that might be my own fault for the way that I ordered them. It was not recommended the way that I ordered them. But I wanted them to be amazing, so when I do get them on, they are amazing. Other than that, you're looking at anywhere from $250 to $300-400 for a set of breast forms. Most of them are not something that you're going to be able to show off by itself and have it look real. It'll feel more realistic than anything else, but it's not going to look it. Not in most cases. One thing to keep in mind: if it seems too good to be true, good chance that it is. So keep that kind of stuff in mind. So, like I said, with all those online stores that specialize in cross-dressing and trans and all that kind of stuff, those places, pretty much all of them have got breast forms. I think most of them are a little bit marked up from what I found at the breast form store. So far, I've gotten, I don't know, maybe 7 pairs, I guess. One of my favorite ones actually was like $50 on Amazon. It's a fairly small set. It's even got little nipples on it and everything. They're very soft. They feel real. They come part of a bra. It's more like a clear plastic strap that goes over the same way as a bra would, but it's actually one of my favorite ones. So for $50, I mean, that's a stellar deal. I also ordered from Glamour Boutique, and I got some larger ones, much larger ones. They were pretty nice. I mean, they're good if you just want something really big and still has that same soft silicone feel to it. But by far, breastformstore.com, they've got everything you could possibly want. They've got it at a better price than most anybody else. That's going to be where you want to go. So next point I'd like to make is body type. you're gonna learn what kind of stuff you can and can't work with. For example, with me, I can't show my stomach off and I can't show my shoulders off. So when I shop for stuff, I bought a bunch of camisoles at Charlotte Russe one day because they were like $4 a piece or something, and I can't really wear any of them. It doesn't look right on me. So when you're gonna go shopping, find something that's going to be something new for you like that. Like go buy a camisole, try it on, see how it looks. If you don't like it, don't buy any more camisoles for a while. At least not until you find a way to remedy whatever it is that you're seeing you don't like. For me, if I wear a camisole and it shows, or even sometimes cold shoulder or just something strapless, I'm going to see the shoulders and it's going to look too masculine. I don't like it. Now, there is some stuff you can do with makeup, contouring, that you can make the collarbones look more feminine and stuff like that. There's a lot you can do in that area, but I'm not as good at that kind of stuff yet. So right now I stick with clothes that will work for me. I bought all those camisoles. The next thing I did was I went out and I bought a bunch of cover-ups, so stuff that I can throw over my shoulders to sort of hide them. My next major issue is I've got a pot belly. So I bought a corset and I bought one with steel bones in it so that it holds all of that in tight. If you look at my photos, you'll see I wear that in a lot of them. If I'm not wearing it in those photos, then it's probably either an older photo or you're going to see my pot belly sticking out, or it's something that's not going to show the pot belly. There's a lot of different things you can do to hide stuff when it comes to the clothes. One thing that I've been doing now is I found that I can get those midsection belts that go right below the breast line, and that sort of creates a sectioning off sort of an effect, and that can be helpful for trying to cloak certain things. If you've got a shirt that's just hanging right off of your tits and you've got giant boobs, then it just hangs straight down, and yeah, you'll be able to walk around with a pot belly in there and nobody's going to be able to see it, but it's not going to be very flattering. It's not going to be very feminine overall. Maybe you can make it work, who knows. It's up to you and what you like. One thing that I've struggled with definitely throughout this has been trying not to get too frustrated with what it's supposed to look like, and just having to realize that sometimes it doesn't matter how it looks, it only matters how it feels. If you're happy with the way that it feels, or if you're happy with the way that it looks, then you're doing it right. And fuck what anybody else says, what anybody else thinks. I don't care about that. And you will be happier if you don't also. Now, if it's like your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whoever, they're going to have a more of an influence on you. So, I mean, yeah, their opinions will matter more. But overall, I just say fuck what other people think and do what's going to make you happy. So sizes is another issue because of this. Sizes, girl clothes, they're not uniform. No matter where you go, it's going to be all over the place. Every time I go to a new store, I Google it and I just put in what's my size at Glamour or at Charlotte Russe or Forever 21 XXL, something like that, and it'll usually give you a size chart. You're going to want to know what your measurements are, so go get a tape measure at the garage or something, and then take a piece of string, go around your 3 sections, find out what your size is, Google how to figure out your size, and you can kind of figure out what size your chest is so that you can decide from there what size boobs look good on you, and then you can kind of decide what size bras you want to go for. Me, I'm a 40 around the chest, and I go for D cup because I like them big. I mean, why am I going to look like a chick if I'm just going to end up looking the same way I already do? If I'm going to look like a chick, I want to have big fucking tits. I know that's terrible, but still, we're all going to have what we want out of this to consider. So figure out what's most important to you. So size, the easiest thing to do, just Google when you're at the store, what's my size there? And they'll tell you, these are the measurements, and it's going to be this size of this category. Like, you're going to have to figure out the difference between petites and women's and plus size and all that kind of stuff, but it'll come to you. That was one of the reasons why I wanted to put this video together, was to sort of get you used to some of the really easy things that I've figured out now that took me a while to figure out because I didn't really have any frame of reference. So now it's easy to me, but it's not easy when you first start. You have no idea where to start. Which brings me to my last point for the video. I have a girlfriend, and she's been fucking amazing with helping me out with stuff. The biggest help that I can possibly get is, considering the fact that I live in the Bible Belt, and a lot of folks around here don't take too kindly to a guy who's shopping for girls' clothes. They tend to want to do crazy stuff. So I can shop with her, and while she's beside me, people in the store, they just think that I'm shopping with her or helping her shop or something like that, especially since she and I are pretty much the same size in a lot of things. So I got really lucky with that. Not everybody's going to have that, though, so you're going to have to decide whether or not you are in an area where it matters, or if you're in a place in your life where you can say, I don't care what they are thinking. Maybe you can't take a chance of your coworkers seeing you somewhere. Maybe you need to employ a friend to come give you a hand and be your beard, basically. Alternatively, there's always online shopping. Online shopping is great because you can buy a whole bunch of stuff for really cheap from stores like Rosegal. It won't necessarily last forever, but gives you a chance to figure out a lot of stuff about it, what you're going to like, what you're going to hate. And when you do that, you'll be able to get a better idea for what you want to shop for. It makes it so that when you do go out, if you're going to go somewhere, you can kind of pinpoint someplace that you want to go to and be like, okay, I know exactly what I'm looking for. I'm looking for short dresses that have a cinch right underneath of the breast or something like that. You know, whatever it is that you happen to be looking for. One thing I will say, just as a point of interest, since I'm thinking about it, Charlotte Russe has some amazing fucking shoes in the back. They're beautiful. I love them. I really wish I could shop there for those. I think 10.5 is the largest they go, even online. That ain't gonna fit me. I need a 14. So I'm really disappointed by that. If anybody out there is listening from Charlotte Russe, please give me some size 14 shoes. I know how vendors work and all that, but, you know, Forever 21 is the same thing. They got some killer boots that I really like. I'll never be able to buy them. Can't get them in my size. That's another interesting point, though, about things is, as you get more and more into this, you can start looking into trying to figure out how to alter things. If a dress is too tight in one section, maybe you can put some slits in it and add some fabric behind it to give it sort of an expansion in that area. Buy yourself a little extra room to play with. Altering clothes is not easy. There's a lot that goes into it, but some things can be easy about it. Like, depending on what you're trying to do, like maybe making a dress longer, you can just add some more fabric along the base and get you a mediocre to cheap sort of sewing machine and go at it. That's another reason why I like doing this the way I've been doing it, where I get a lot of cheap clothes. I spend a lot of money on makeup, and I don't spend much money on clothes. And I've got tons of both. So for clothes, if it doesn't work for me, I'm not really losing out. Makeup, I really can't go wrong with. If it doesn't look good on me, odds are it's probably that I don't know the best ways to use it. I'm still new to that. That's going to be a whole other video. I'll talk about makeup and where to buy and stuff like that, but I wanted to focus mostly on clothes. I just wanted to throw a little shout out to someone, or a website that was really helpful to me, was sisterhouse.net. That's a great place to go when you're looking to find out where you can shop for stuff. They tell you who is trans friendly, or at least whose companies are, because, you know, like the company I work for is LGBT friendly, but that doesn't mean that my store manager is, you know, so there's certain things like that you gotta kind of keep in mind, but overall though, you'll get a good idea for how it works. Hit me up in the comments if there's anything else you wanted to know about, and I'll see what else I can help you out with. And I'll put out another video sometime soon, probably about makeup. But yeah, y'all have a good night. So one more point that I'd like to make, I know I'm kind of adding this in at the end, is that body stockings and fishnets go a long ways, and a lot of them are super cheap. So Amazon, get on there and check out some like music legs or whichever. I mean, there's a bunch of different ones out there, and anywhere from $3 to $10 to $15, and you got something that's really going to put an outfit together. So just a little something extra for you. If you liked this video, don't forget to hit subscribe and thumbs up. Also, check me out on Instagram. I'll leave my tag down below in the comments.